Welcome to The Explainer. If you're a C-suite executive or a grid operator in the energy sector, consider this your urgent technical briefing. We're keeping things incredibly sharp and declarative today, completely stripping away the marketing fluff. Why? Because we need to talk about the 2026 mandate for autonomous revenue architecture. The transition from person-to-person sales to machine-readable procurement is, quite frankly, fully underway. And look, if your commercial infrastructure isn't already functioning as a data-driven engine for institutional valuation, well, you're already falling behind.
Okay, let's dive into this. We're going to execute a ruthlessly efficient breakdown today. We'll start with number 1, the new autonomous procurement reality. Then 2, the dangerous 9-1 valuation trap. Number 3, engineering platform logistics. 4, orchestrating grid data. And finally, number 5, the agentic AI shift. This is the exact data infrastructure blueprint you need to survive 2026. Let's get right to it.
Section 1, the autonomous procurement reality. The era of the human-led discovery call has been structurally replaced by machine-readable data procurement.
61%. That is a massive, Gartner-validated data point right there. It confirms that 61% of the B2B procurement cycle is now successfully navigated through autonomous, digital self-service protocols. And that all happens before a human stakeholder is ever engaged. Buying committees are actually deploying autonomous agents to scrape your technical documentation and verify your performance data, long before you even realize they're looking.
And this brilliantly illustrates the complete paradigm shift we're experiencing. We're moving entirely away from legacy promotional tactics, the old days of measuring success by speed to lead, to a brand new, high-regret environment metric, signal to consensus. Look, in the past, whoever called the prospect back fastest usually won the deal. But in 2026, where a simple procurement error can result in multi-million-dollar compliance fines or literally cause grid instability, speed doesn't build trust. What does build trust is providing high-fidelity, machine-readable proof across a 10-person buying committee. Which brings us to this incredibly stark reality. If you cannot be indexed, you do not exist. If your organization's technical specs are locked away in beautifully designed but entirely unstructured PDF brochures, you're invisible. There's just no way around it. Answer engines and AI procurement bots simply cannot read them effectively. You absolutely need schema-optimized feeds and machine-readable markdown, because if you aren't feeding the algorithms the structured data they need, you're getting excluded from the evaluation set before the RFP is even drafted.
Section 2, the 9-1 valuation trap. So what exactly is narrative decoupling? It's a critical financial vulnerability that occurs when a firm's digital sustainability claims fail to match its physical capital expenditures, triggering algorithmic compliance failure. The crucial point here is this. Imagine an energy firm allocating 90% of its capital expenditure to legacy hydrocarbons, but 100% of its digital narrative is intensely focused on renewables. That is the 9-1 trap. And make no mistake, this isn't just some marketing slip-up. Institutional investors and AI-driven procurement engines flag this exact gap as a core compliance failure and a massive regulatory threat.
The math on this is brutal. It's what we call the $100 million data integrity failure. Consider a CFO trying to secure debt financing for, say, a multi-gigawatt offshore wind project. If the AI-driven credit models used by Tier 1 banks spot a narrative decoupling event, meaning your green claims can't be cross-referenced with audited CapEx deployments in your annual report, they immediately flag it as a greenwashing risk. This translates to an instant 50 basis point premium on your loan. Failing to stream iXBRL-ready financial signals directly inflates your weighted average cost of capital. To put that into perspective, that can easily cost enterprises over $100 million in extra interest over the lifespan of a project. Crazy, right?
Section 3, engineering platform logistics. Let's see how we mechanically solve this.
You absolutely cannot solve 2026 problems with fragmented data silos separating your marketing OpEx from your billing CapEx. You need a unified TOTEX, or total expenditure ecosystem. Enterprise utilities require the 360-degree integration of platforms like Salesforce or a shared database architecture like Oracle to eliminate integration overhead. Then you pair that with visual workflow builders like HubSpot to map those complex customer journeys. But the real secret sauce here, the glue holding the whole shebang together, is central data orchestration. Tools like NN acting as the central nervous system to map multi-stakeholder procurement. This setup triggers what we call self-correcting lead paths. If a VP suddenly stops reading your white papers, the orchestration layer automatically feeds them high-fidelity ESG-proof packets, and it does it without a human ever lifting a finger.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is how it maps that infrastructure directly to the C-suite, revealing a growth engineering evidence matrix. Every single stakeholder has a primary risk and a mandatory algorithmic proof packet required to mitigate it.
The CFO fears a WACC increase, so their proof packet is IXBRL-ready financial signals. The ops director, they're terrified of AMI silos, so they need rock-solid API documentation. And the VP of Sustainability fears greenwashing compliance failures, meaning they require audited ESG performance data and DER load profiles. Your platform logistics must automatically deliver exactly what is on this grid.
Section 4. Orchestrating grid data.
With a platform set, we face a profound technical challenge, merging the Customer Information System, or CIS, with the Advanced Metering Infrastructure, the AMI. We are talking about massive scale here. 1 million smart meters generate roughly 35 billion data points annually, and all of that requires real-time event streaming. This right here is the trillion-dollar problem of legacy silos in the energy sector. A modern CIS is no longer just a billing engine, it's the absolute command center for real-time consumption alerts. Overcoming this means investing heavily in automation fabrics to prevent massive information leakage between your grid operations and your customer interfaces.
In practice, a schema-first workflow for a proactive demand response protocol looks exactly like this. Step 1. You stream AMI data every 15 minutes. Step 2. The grid identifies a peak load event 48 hours in advance. Step 3. Your system automatically segments out customers who have distributed energy resources. Think things like EV chargers. And finally, Step 4. It deploys automated incentive offers directly to them. Because every single data point is mapped to a specific customer identifier, utilities can actually create digital twins of every service point, meaning you can simulate the impact of efficiency upgrades with 99% accuracy before you ever present an offer to a customer. It's a real game changer.
Section 5. The Agentic AI Shift.
This all builds up to the ultimate end state of our 2026 blueprint. We are moving far beyond those rigid, frustrating, scripted chatbots. We're entering the era of fully autonomous support systems operating on top of unified data layers. By 2026, Agentic AI is predicted to handle up to 50% of inbound call volume. That leaves your human representatives free to handle the truly high-stakes resolutions, the other 50%. But listen, these AI agents aren't just there to answer FAQs. They are executing anticipatory revenue plays. Imagine an autonomous agent that spots a high usage pattern in the AMI stream, cross-references it with local weather data, and proactively sends the customer a customized video energy audit. Or say it identifies a failing HVAC system, it can immediately offer a pre-approved financing package for a heat pump. But remember, and this is absolutely crucial, an AI agent without real-time access to billing history and meter data is really just a glorified chatbot. The underlying knowledge fabric is everything.
I want to end this explainer with a pretty provocative question. Is your enterprise still dangerously sales-led, or have you evolved into an architecture-led organization? Let's be real, manual lead nurturing is basically a mathematical failure in today's high-regret energy sector. Technical integrity is your ultimate barrier against algorithmic invisibility. You absolutely must engineer your revenue systems with the exact same precision as your physical grid assets. So I'll leave you with this. Audit your data feeds, unify your platforms, and make absolutely sure your digital narrative is an exact mirror of your physical reality. Thanks so much for joining me on this deep dive. See you next time.